Should companies be required to disclose salaries and job postings? And how does seeing the salary or knowing the salary impact your decision when it comes to choosing a particular job? Guys, that's what we're going to be talking about today, the pay transparency law. But before we dive into it, I want you guys to watch this clip. It's a very short clip, but I really want you guys to watch it to the end. And I'm going to come back afterwards and talk about this. Check out this clip.
This is an important bill.
Private sector companies with 4 or more employees and at least one working in New York City must now include a good faith salary range on all job advertisements.
Understanding the pay range for a job is incredibly valuable for negotiation. It enables employees, whether they're asking for a raise or applying for a new job, to have a better sense of what they might hope for and what they should push for.
A growing number of states, including the most populated, California, are rolling out similar laws or already have them on the books. It comes as new data from Monster shows 98% of workers are in favor of salary disclosures. For previous generations, talking about how much you make has generally been seen as taboo. Many younger millennials and Gen Zers have been encouraging just that.
I'm a teacher. How much do you make? I make $53,000.
I'm in cybersecurity.
How much do you make?
Around $85K a year.
Hannah Williams is the creator of the Salary Transparent Street TikTok, a job she now does full time.
Today we're going to ask people what they do and how much they make.
Since launching 6 months ago, she's already racked up more than 870,000 followers and 18 million views.
I think that people are tired with the gatekeeping and the secrecy because it's becoming very clear now that that's really only benefiting corporate America.
Many hope the transparency will also narrow the gender pay gap.
Especially for women of color, we are so often at the bottom end of earnings, not through any fault of our own, but just based on racial and gender wage discrimination. And it's going to level the playing field in a new and important way.
And while money and career coach Mandy Woodruff Santos says this is a huge win for workers,
don't get it twisted. There is still room to negotiate.
That includes benefits like sign-on bonuses, 401k matching, vacation, and paid time off. And whether you have a job or are currently looking, she says always keep your options open and use this new knowledge to your advantage.
When you see what other companies are paying for your skills, it gives you so much more leverage to negotiate with your current employer, and it gives you knowledge because then you can walk into any negotiation feeling confident that you know exactly what you're worth.
All right, guys. So I thought that was very interesting. Listen, currently there are 8 states at the time of this video who have already enacted this law. California, Colorado, Connecticut, Maryland, Nevada, New York, Rhode Island, and Washington are already required to disclose salaries in their job postings. Listen, I'm a huge proponent of this law. I think it should have been enacted long ago, but nevertheless, I'm glad that it's here now. Hopefully, more states have to follow suit and implement this law because I do think that being able to know what the pay is for these particular jobs out here is a huge determining factor in the decision-making process for most job seekers out there. I think we all would agree, or at least the vast majority would agree, that pay is something that all of us care about. It's at the top of the list, and being able to see that pay on that job posting makes a big difference. On my channel, on my platform, you guys know if you've been following the channel, I cover a wide variety of different jobs out there. I can't tell you guys how many times I've covered a company and looked at the job posting and I didn't see a salary. And so most people, they want to see that salary, even if it's a range. A lot of companies that are requiring to put the salary in these job postings, one thing that they're doing is putting these broad ranges out there. I personally don't like that idea, particularly if it's double. For example, if you have a salary between $50,000 and say $100,000 a year, I think that's too broad. I would like to see that condensed a little bit, maybe, a few $1,000 difference, 10 at the most. But when you're talking about double, I think that's too broad of a salary range for someone to really have a good idea as to what they will be making. And we know there's a lot of different things out there that can ultimately determine someone's salary, right? For example, how much experience a person has, how much education a person has, and any other additional skill set that a person may have, right? All of these different things are definitely factors that will help when it comes to your salary. But again, I still would like to see those broad ranges come down a little bit and be more specific when it comes to the salaries for these particular jobs. Knowing what certain jobs pay on the open market, also knowing what you bring to the table, what type of value you add to a company, all of these different things, these intangibles that you may have can definitely help you when it comes to getting a pay increase. So again, guys, I think this pay transparency law is huge. Hopefully it gets across to every state, and every state is required to disclose these salaries. And so when you look at the job posting, at least you have an idea of what certain jobs pay and you're not going in blind. And with that information, you can make a better decision as to what company you want to work for and what job you want to pursue. You can start that comparison when you know what certain companies pay for said job. So I think it's great, man. I think it levels the playing field. So one of the things that I'm very intentional about when I'm covering these particular jobs is trying to find out what these jobs are paying, because I know that's what the vast majority want to know. They want to know how much the job is paying. And when employers don't put that in the job posting, it's just a big question mark that really can deter candidates from even applying for a job. So what do you think, guys? How does knowing the pay impact your decision when you're looking for a job? Do you care? Do you not care? How does that impact your decision making? Let me know in the comments. And look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Y'all take care. Peace.